fact, and I'm sorry, now in France, Norwich's Danny McIntosh went off to win the European light heavyweight title, John Conti territory, to be honest with you. Well, to tell the truth, he was up against it when he stepped in against Thierry Carl. It was hard, but, well, forget me telling a story. Let's get the man on the line now. Welcome, Danny. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, fantastic. Dan, first of all, tell us what happened over there, but don't tell us the ending yet. Tell us about the first 10 or so rounds.
Well, first few rounds, I was pretty much trying to jab him and stuff and move around the ring. He was a tough guy. Come forward guy. He had quite a few knockouts. I think he had 18 knockouts on the record or whatever. And I was just trying to get him through the rounds till the last few rounds. I knew I had it in the bag. I didn't know I had it in the bag, but I mean, I knew my judgment on what was going to happen was going to happen. You know what I mean?
And you caught up with him in, what, the 11th, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's the longest I've ever been in a fight, but I was comfortable with it. I've been doing like 16-round sparring. I've done one 16-round sparring session, and I could have done 20 easily. So I knew I knew I could go the distance or whatever, even though I'd only been 7 rounds in an actual boxing competition bout. You know, but
you've done enough sparring.
Hey,
you've done the proper sparring. You knew you could go.
Yeah, definitely.
The hard 12, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched the guy previously in a couple of his bouts, and to be fair, I only ever watched 2 rounds of his boxing, which was like a couple of knockouts he'd done.
Yeah.
And from the style I saw, I just believed I'd win. Yeah. You know, and my confidence was quite high, to be fair, and I think that's maybe the most confident I've been before a fight.
But at the same time, Dan, it has catapulted you, hasn't it? Because you lost. Your only defeat was against Nathan Cleverly. No shame in that. He's about to win a world title, and he'll win a world title. Don't worry. There's nothing wrong with that. And Nathan back then was still, people were still coming to terms of how good he was. And he's an exceptional fighter. Yeah, of course. And you're doing the right thing by praising him. But you now you're in a position. European title, that's a good position, mate. And I'm speaking to Tony Bellew later on. He's a guy that must be on your radar.
Oh, God.
Or not?
I mean, I keep talking about it, you know.
Well,
I mean,
that's what we do. We talk about it and sell it to people. Without being... See, what I try and do on this show is I get people to talk about it without saying things like Derek Chisora said today, and I think he's accused David Hay of being a little girl today. So we try to avoid...
I'm going to say that.
No, of course not.
I'm not going to be, I'm not going to say anything detrimental towards him.
Boy.
Towards him, so I was going to, I'm not the sort of guy who sort of slates people.
Good,
I don't really say anything.
And that's the sensible way to do it.
Yeah, he's okay.
He does talk a lot, Tony, doesn't he?
He does, but I say he's good for the game, you know. People are going to want to see him get knocked out. People are going to want to see me get knocked out because they think I'm cocky. I'm very confident. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm cocky. I'm quite a smart guy, you know. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm as cocky as people like to believe. Yeah. But whatever, you know, I stick for boxing.
And
that's how it is.
And you know what, Dan? People used to say the same thing about Naz, and sometimes people mistick confidence for arrogance. Yeah. If you're confident, it doesn't make you arrogant. It doesn't make you unpleasant. Just because when you get in the ring, you're a confident fighter, doesn't mean you're a bad person. That's just the way you fight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if anyone saw the fight on Saturday night, they'd have seen me doing a couple of little things. What may have looked rather cocky, but. That was all to my testament. That was the game plan.
Yeah,
this guy was, you know, he comes forwards and he knocks people out. That's what he does.
He's an on-top fighter. And you know what, Dan? You might have got inside his head with a little bit.
And that's what I did. I saw him a couple of times getting frustrated and looking back at his corner, and I thought, gotcha.
Go on, son. Listen, Dan, I tell you what, mate, I'm going to apologise again for missing you next week.
You missed it.
But no, I've seen the fight. I've seen the fight. I'm going to apologise for not getting you on the show last week to preview it.
Oh, no problem, man.
I've seen it. Yeah, don't worry. As soon as I saw it, I knew I'd made a mistake. So I've rectified that today. Every time you fight from now on, you're going to come on here first. Danny McIntosh, the European light heavyweight champion. Dan, thanks very much indeed, son.
Very much. Thank you very much.
That's Danny McIntosh there. You know what? I like a little bit of confidence. Got a bit of edge. The kid defending himself. Tony Bellew. He does upset people, Tony. I've got Tony on the show coming up a little bit later on. Dan